Hello, everyone. Nixaz58 here, and today we are playing more Katawa Shoujo. Now, I had a consultant, um, just a few moments ago give me an explanation of how the ends of each route would be, considering what I was saying throughout the entirety of the other few episodes. And I know who I'm going to pick now, if it wasn't obvious already. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overtly contemplative look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side. I don't think it's anything in your head, and something in your guts would be boringly ordinary, like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. Problem must be in your pants. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is it? Oh, oh my god. Here we go. This is all I have to say to that. Not, not that. This, this, this is why I have a phone on hand. This is what I have to say to that. Oh, it's reversed. Fuck. Here we go. What the fuck? Mess up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement of sheer lack of tact delivered with catches me completely off guard. I think I might have reeled back even physically as Rin's eye widened in revelation and astonishment. So I was right. Something wrong with the. Ugh! Still partially in shock, but recognizing that to reply something, I spit out the first thing that I can think of. No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem. Arrhythma. Fuck. Said it. More like blurted out, but I said it. Girl in front of me purses her lips together. Glowers at me, looking very disappointed. How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous. What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down. I forgive you. I just collect people and I just collect people in person with, that kind of problem wouldn't really great. Collect people? People with different problems. Huh. So you just, go. Nipper, shut the fuck up. Shut up. What did I say? What I thought. Oh, so you just, go around asking people what's wrong with them? Pretty much. I see. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away. But I kept thinking about what she said. It's the first time I told anyone about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't need to know about it, like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Is that expected of me? Hi, I'm Hisao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? No, because that'd be like if I went around going, "Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm the human embodiment of cancer and diabetes." As if our disabilities would define us. What a disgusting thought. Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, Chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eye. Her hair is a burnt auburn, almost orange. You must be blind too! And cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. She's not particularly pretty, except for her murky green eyes, which flicker restlessly below her short bangs. Even when she eats, distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within wells. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? She also looks like she got a bit of a lazy eye. Ugh, fucking. Here we have a beautiful young girl who looks to her future and the past at the same time. Keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things. But after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl. So do you always eat alone and this late, or do you get the occasional visitor? Visitors? Maybe you're my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof if she's not horsing around. Horsing? She likes to do sports. Oh, that's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent again. Rin works the last bit of her meal into her mouth. I look down at my haul and double check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now. That's very nice for you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was about to take a nap anyways. You, you need to do whatever you're going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping. Just gonna be my reaction from now on. This fucking girl! Eh? Not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious. Even if I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tezuka. You can call me Rin. Though our relationship is as at this point, it's good enough to warrant this much. Already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine then, I'm Hisao. Then you are. What the fuck is up with this girl? She's like so blunt. Is she high? She must be high. Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere. See you later, Hisao. There's something like a tiny smile there in her face. Maybe. Yes, my favorite image. I quietly back out of the room as I shut the door in front of my face. I whisper to myself, what an intriguing person. Oh fuck, I heard a multiple sing-song voice. I heard that. What did you hear? Fucking sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Follow my moves and sneak around. Be careful not to make a sound. No, don't touch that. But creepy. It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global fountainous conspiracy, but I pushed that thought aside. Shizune, standing slightly behind. Wait, hold on. Shizune? Shizune. Shizune. Hold on. I just need. Alright. I think I might know Shizune's fucking route ending, basically. Wait, what the fuck? Did he literally just read that? Oh. But yeah, I know whose route I am on. Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof, as if she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention. But Misha is visibly excited. No, wait. More importantly, who's in there? There's no club meetings today. She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyways. What are you doing here? You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hitchcan. Hitchcan. She wags her finger at me scoldingly. I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy. Oh, sorry, I got the things here. I was just gonna bring them. I think you were up to some mischief, Hitchcan. Who was in there with you? I wonder. Misha signed something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing. But Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear. Indeed, she stares at Rin, frozen in place apart from the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders. From suppressed rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sigh furiously at Misha. Maybe she didn't blow up, but I can't. Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand it. She shoots a very loaded look at me too, as if it were somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason for the tartness. Hello. Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks. Realize that she may have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind me, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face. Hello. Mr. Tanuka, what do you think you are doing? You absolutely are not permitted to use school property for such disgraceful activity. Sure is suddenly crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular. It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about the sudden turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune/Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, points at Rin, and makes some quick signs. Popularity aside, please do not do that anymore. Anyways, how is your project going? Will it be done for the festival? Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stares put. I keep wondering about that myself, too. And we'll think harder. We'll think about it harder. As Misha signs her reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown. Nikki, please shush and stay in the other room. Mr. Zuka, please try to take this seriously. It'll be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it. Rin nods assertively. We'll think more seriously. Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't, not even after translation. She just shakes her head, takes the materials from me, and walks off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo. How rude. It's true, though. I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire. Much more dire. I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future. I'm about to ask what project she has and what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom. Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it. She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentle I am, I naturally pick it up. Heavy. Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it? Away. And with that, she takes off into the hallway. Me and the paint can following, since there's little choice for either of us. My favorite fucking image. The hallway is quiet and empty now with Shizune and Misha gone, so we too leave towards the stairwell and right at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into my palm. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching, or maybe I am walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. Probably the too slow part on my part. 2 flights of stairs below, and trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin. Ah, Mr. Nagai. What a happy coincidence. Tezuka too, of course. He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, and then returns to him. It's obviously who he had some business with. There's something I forgot to mention. I nod and wait impatient, possibly because I can't begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle developing and delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about the same option. It's about your medications. Since you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusting dosages or changing to another kind of medication. Fuck me. Fuck me sideways. Fuck me sideways. Alright, hold on. Hold on, guys, sorry. My JPEG land of Canada needs me. And there goes a pencil. Sorry. So, we will do a few tests regularly. But what I want for you is to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything, and come see me if something happens. Alright. So how are you? Everything fine? Why did it become a mission for a second? I give up and drop the can to the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except for school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. This is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyways. That's great. Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool, so I'd like to know if you've taken up exercising as I asked. Of course I haven't, but his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me? Not as such. Not as such. I just happen to know a few people. But that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. No, I was actually doing some improvised walking is an exercise. Pick up, pick up and lift the can up and down a few times like some sad imitation of a body. Oh, it's weighing down on my arms, painful. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it's never gone. Suzuka, would you give us a second? The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you are still on your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. I want to die. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? I mean, we really shouldn't lie to him, but fucking is an exercise. Yeah, I promise, definitely. He studies me for a moment and then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy. He probably has no qualms offering you consultation if you want to jog with him. The fucking legless girl, Emmy. Emmy's his fucking spy. She nearly gave me a fucking heart attack, both in and outside. Consultation. See you around. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer. And when I walk to Rin, who has been waiting idly, leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approached, she didn't move her eyes off them. Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening? Comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her. But even so, I didn't really want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her, and it's not her business. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about the confidentiality, too, talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Ren's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty. Ren is just staring past my shoulder, quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there's some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. I call it, oh yes, the classic case of main character syndrome in a dating sim. Yeah, they're for my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Ren keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital, it was easy, but I still haven't sorted my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. In the same way that anything is a dildo if you're brave enough, anything is normal if you try hard enough. Leave the main building, and Reen Stones! Rin leads us onwards towards the. We stop at the small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school. The entire wall is made of the same kind of bricks the building itself. Right, as the building itself has been converted with some sort of painting. Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines drawn in black and white against the gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall. Some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces and hands. I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seem to be paint cans are arranged and piled on the ground besides the wall. See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. Because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. And it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it. The guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better and it's faster too. She goes on a tangent of she goes on a tangent of a tangent, waving a little with her arm or whatever of it. There actually is to demonstrate, even though I got the point already. I'm gonna guess it like stops like about here. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around and it makes me think it could look sadder than it does. Are you kidding me? That shit looks funny as fuck. Have you ever done that out there? All y'all tied up your sleeve and then you just start fucking flinging it around as like a weapon. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student-based special properties has in the past few days. This girl doesn't notice my dreary feeling, of course, or the fact that she lost me a while ago already, and just keeps blabbering. So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's something I need to figure out, and then figure that out before it's too late, and all hope is lost. Why would the hope be lost? Because paint has to be painted, and then it has to dry, and then it has to be painted over with another trim. It takes time. She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So this is your project? You did this? Yes. All of it? Yes. Nice, but stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into the minefield of political. Oh, Jesus. Don't worry about it, just run. Okay, you can say it. I probably won't get mad. I blush really hard. I don't know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels like I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. This is really awkward. Don't you want to ask? How do you paint without hands? See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet. I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do? You're good at guessing. Anyways, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now. I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was with using her feet, I figured painting might not have been a problem either. Neither of us had anything more to add to the subject. The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not. Right, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looked like in dim light. You think it's flat? Yeah, well, paintings tend to be flat. Not like that flat, flat like some people are no substance, no meat where there should be some. I know a few girls who, okay, I get it, but I couldn't tell. I'm not good with art. I can't name any artists. Alright, well, actually, I am physically good at art, and mentally, so what I can tell, I can see is that's a face. I'm recording. Fuck off. Come look at this. Come look at this. No, come look at this character really quick. Her name's Rin. Look. Look at her. She got no arms. The asshole of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, but I couldn't, yes, there is substance to it. So I don't really have anything to say. Rin shrugs his shoulders at that saying, suit yourself without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there. I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little more before it's too dark. I wanted to get a halogen lamp like the ones they have at the sports track. Aren't any. Rin sure is quick to recruit my help, as was she's in it. It really makes me feel that this festival is a much bigger project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help, though. Just mixing some paint. You can do that, probably. Do you have motor control problems? Like, those people have some? Cerebral palsy, maybe? Not that I know of. I get it. Hardy thing has nothing to do with that. She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't. Let's do it then. So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a wide brush between the toes of her bare right foot. Yes? Hold on! This is the problem with fucking recording at 6:46 because you never get any fucking alone privacy. Oh, and there's an eye. So thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl, like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other and form a new monotone hue. Rin sets to work every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last millimeter before she is satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best. Then half a splash of green. Crouch down to pick up the can of bright green. The other green. This is green. We pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl. No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good isn't is green a good color? Is green a good color to add? No idea. You're the artist here. A hint of a smile appears in the corners of her mouth. Do you lack an opinion? No, it's just that I have no idea. It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white. With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter. That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream. You can't remember. Maybe it's yellow. Despite the impossibility of mixing color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Seeing paint, seeing a painting being born on the plastered wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have between mixing paint, crouching down on the paving, and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rin doesn't seem to mind the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. Where are we at? When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us says a word for the longest time. And even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand. Both of us developing and using weird, impromptu code words for various paints and hues, as if there was some need to conserve words and breathe and sounds, or in breath and sounds. Oh, hey, they added some bits to it. Oh no, wait, that must have been an ear or something, and there's like the face. What the fuck? We stay there late into the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly. It's never too dark to paint properly. Idiot. Katawa Shoujo. The sound of an alarm pulls me out of a fitful slumber and into the unpleasant state of wakefulness. I linger under the blankets for a few minutes, gathering energy to rise up while making excuses for why I already have it. I got one because it's hard to wake up. It's hard to not go back to sleep in the morning, but then when it's nighttime, it's hard to go to sleep. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here for all day. School's surprisingly exhausting. School's surprisingly exhausting. After a long pause, and the culture shock still has not faded, I think. Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they're going to let me get away that easily. Nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with all the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up, swallow the morning medications, and put on my old soccer clothing. Weekend, right? Thanks to my condition, I was exempted and take part in gym classes at Yama, so I didn't get issued with a gym outfit. I'd ordered some to cover such a contingency, but wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. I can't use them for that way anymore, so maybe they can get a new life this way. A bit like me. After all, if I'm going to start taking care of myself, I can't afford to slack around. I'll start from the basics. Basics which include keeping the rest of my body in shape, along with what little I can do to strengthen my heart. Maybe then I can go back to something approaching a normal life, or at least something where I'm less likely to fall over dead at any minute. Oh, but then you lose all excitement. Surprised to discover that I'm not the only person present at the track. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. And the clacking of metal and/or plastic I've heard before too. Prosthetic leg girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track, lithely, like a half mechanical gazelle. What was her name again? It was a short one, but I can't remember. Emmy. She seems to be running laps at somewhat easy lope. Her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on the hard track surface. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to mine, and the nurse is pressing this poor girl to jog like he is oppressing me. Certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health and his prompting me to do so. And even with things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get get it out of the way early. The fact that I would be less likely to encounter someone who had witnessed my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. Look at that beautiful balance. I'd leave, but it seems that my former assailant noticed me on her last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. Good morning. Your name is Hisao, right? She grins, seemingly pleased that she'd remembered my name. You may not remember me. Emmy, I knocked you over in the hall yesterday. How could I forget such a blunt introduction? Emmy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling. Yeah, sorry about that again. Well, as long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'll be fine. Great. I know your fucking secrets. I see you may look cute on the outside, but I know what you fucking do. I know what you're into. There's a reason you don't have fucking legs. It's because you wouldn't. It's because if you did, you wouldn't be able to fucking walk after what you want to do. I'm not sure she realized I was joking. So the spy consultant the nurse was talking about, is that actually you? That's right. Oh, I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest. What? Are you saying I don't look like I could be a spy? Oh, this is more like a relief. I was afraid you would have someone to watch my every move. Unless you are here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if I'd seen a messy-haired transfer student who looked like he's kind of lost around the track. So why are you down here? Now he strikes a dramatic pose. Training! For what? track. I see. You're on the track team then. Emmy nods enthusiastically. Yep, I'm one of the best runners too. And modest about it too. Hey, you should join up. It's good exercise, you know. I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. Nah, I'm not even sure I really like running all that much. Plus, I'm not good into organized sports, you know. It's true, I never really got that much into soccer. I mean, I'd run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I ever played. It wasn't for the glory to be found on the field, that's for sure. Maybe she seems to understand my meaning. I see. I see. Not into that whole organization thing. But now that you're here, I guess we're gonna run together, huh? What? Sure, I guess. Emmy seems pleased. Are you gonna warm up? Real men don't warm up. What the fucking lie, you nitty? You're gonna fucking die. Oh no, you always should warm up. Batty Sal. She scolds me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leans closer. I hate warming up too. She laughs suddenly. Heck, and I don't even have to stretch my legs. As if to confirm her statement, she bounces up and down a couple of times, giving a passing impression of standing on a pair of springs. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. Let's go! So we both take off and around the track, and I can immediately see that she wasn't lying about being good at running. And he moves fluidly, throwing herself into the run with a sort of wild abandon. I find myself concentrating more on running properly. Hands spread, right? And something about hitting on the balls of your feet rather than the heels. Try to match my stride to Emmy's, but it's pretty difficult. Apparently, I'm not very good at it. Maybe Emmy could help me with that sometime. I'm really not feeling up to more than a couple laps today, and a slow walk, and it's slow to wait, and slow to walk pretty quickly. Let's go to 45. Whoa, where's the picture? This better be coming up. Emmy keeps running, and doesn't seem to notice I've stopped until she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily in contrast to my own somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? I hang my head ruefully. Yeah, I'm not in very good shape right now. I'm never in very good shape. Emmy nods and then grins at me again. She seems to do a lot of smiling. Yeah, well, fucking Christ. My friend could tell you all about why. Well, the important thing is you started, right? Next time you just have to try to hold out longer. And longer. And longer. Eventually you'll be great. I'll keep that in mind. But I think right now I'm gonna go get ready for class. Shouldn't you? Emmy shrugs incoherently. Nah, I've got plenty of time. I always thought she's not wearing a watch. Are you sure? Another careless shrug. Not really, but I've got to finish my routine. See you later, Hisao. Or, yeah, see ya. I'm not sure whether this morning's experiment was a success or failure, but I'll admit that I do feel slightly good about getting out there this morning. Fucking liar. And like Emmy said, I just need to keep at it in order to get better, right? Practice makes perfect, or something like that. It's nice to at least feel like I've taken some semblance of control over my own health. I'll have to try to keep this up. Yeah, I think I'll end it off here. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Please Falcon punch the subscribe button, Grady hit the like button, and pull Adulto if you didn't like it. Um, I guess next episode, which will be recorded in a few moments for me this is just an interlude, but for you it's an entire day's wait. Well, not days, no, not days, sorry, week. False expectations. Anyways, Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night. Nick says 58, signing out.